there's a reason why we practice functional fitness, right? And I think the Army has finally gotten it right. You think about, God, I wasn't even in the Army yet when they started revamping and revising the PT test to justify why the ACFT would be the way ahead. If you remember, it started with the OPAT, the Occupational Fitness Physical Assessment Test, which they were using all the movements of the ACFT to use that as a predeterminant for somebody's MOS. I think, we're in a new wave and a new era for the Army in terms of fitness. I think what was done before, it was good enough for maintenance, but it wasn't good enough for optimization. And I think that's really where we're headed now with everything. And it's going to translate and it's going to pay off dividends when it, does need to be exercised when and where in war. Like, it's inevitable we'll go to war again. We don't have a prediction or timeline, but given the history of the world and our country, like it's going to happen again. But I think the next generation and formation of our troops will be better prepared with this new test than they ever have in the past, because you have to work, right? You can't just get by, and you can't, there are a lot of medical officers who, leading up to the old Army test, would severely diet and calorie restrict and then try to get in shape within 3 weeks of taking the test. And then they would fall off the wagon again and have poor eating habits, not work out, and then do that again 6 months later. You can't hide with this test.
As kind of moving billboards, but then they also set up different events, and there's kind of this logistical deal where these guys are on the road. 365 days a year. And so I think that the original mission directive was just like, drive forever, don't stop, don't sleep, eat at truck stops. And Allison came in and she's like, this is a terrible idea. We need to implement driving on this, and started creating structure, which ended up making it more efficient. And those guys ended up doing better.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, I think the saving grace for those guys before I got in was the fact that they could sleep in hotels. So thank God they weren't sleeping at like truck stops or barracks. They could actually like stay in a hotel when they were at their event. And like a lot of them ended up, buying an air fryer or like buying, portable cooking equipment so they could cook their own meals because they got tired of eating out. But besides that, like this mission was a recipe for disaster. Like, it was insane how little rest days they actually got from outside of driving. Because, here's the thing. Everyone likes road trips here and there, but to drive 585 miles a day, every day for like your 3 years that you're on this detail, that's awful.
No, it sounds awful.
And you're also driving something that literally will kill everyone and everything on the road.